Hey everyone, good evening. Welcome to another edition of the DIMI.VLOG experience. You're here with Dimi, the one and only. And I want to do this whole back to the roots sort of vlog again because I want to have, on the topic I want to discuss today, I want to have more of a personal experience with you guys rather than doing the whole new experiments I've been doing with my recent vlogs. So today's topic is very, I believe, very important and something that applies to us even during this moment of being in quarantine. It's about knowing and how to set boundaries. I'm going to get right to the point. People at times do not really understand or do not know how and when to respect your or one's boundaries. So by the end of this vlog, guys, I hope with my best of intentions that it'll help you to understand and identify and set up boundaries for you guys to understand, and for your partner or your friends or your family members to realize that things should be understood as well. Okay, what you guys need to understand is, now to get into the subject in hand, what you guys need to understand is, first of all, identify when a boundary is crossed, right? You need to understand and make the situation clear. Is it the situation making you feel angry? Is it making you feel anxious? Are you getting defensive, or are you overwhelmed by the questions they ask, by the situation you've been put in, by probably being put in the spot, or being accused of in the middle of everyone, and that's hit your ego or maybe hurt your feelings. You need to understand when a certain boundary and identify it rather when your boundary has been crossed. Or at times there are situations when your nervous system is quite hyperactive. For instance, it may be a situation where your heart is like really racing, you have rapid breathing, or even your face is turning pink because you're flushed and you're embarrassed by the situation that you experienced, or even at times your body is actually shaking because of anger, nervousness, or you're just getting rattled or got rattled because of the situation you have been put in. Once you've identified that, you communicate what your boundary is or boundaries are. You have to be very clear and very direct and precise about it when you're communicating this with your respective person, or your boyfriend or girlfriend, husband or wife, or even your own family members or colleagues or friends, because it is quite a usual thing or common thing where people, and you can't expect them also to understand them at once what your boundaries are or what you're not comfortable with. There are many instances, I have experienced it, where it is in our minds, in our system, where we have certain things where we say no to, and which your partner does not understand what you're referring to. So no, the word no is a complete sentence. Oh yeah. It is no longer the time where we thought where no is just a one-word answer. It is still an answer. Okay. No is still an answer where you need to let them clearly understand that no is no and that is it. You cannot do more than that unless you are getting comfortable with it. Your partner should be able to understand that you should not be forced into it, because it's going to have repercussions some way or the other. You don't have to explain yourself. There are times as well where you don't have to explain yourself if you don't want to do that particular thing. I know I've heard so many instances where boys and girls, men and women alike, are not interested to do a certain thing when it comes to relationships, maybe emotionally, physically, or even at times sexually as well. So make yourself be heard, make yourself be known that these are your boundaries. Be very precise. I repeat again, I emphasize on being able to voice your boundaries, what they are, clearly and directly. Maintain a respectful tone when always saying it. Do not go to yell, do not go to get angry, don't go to, because that is just going to aggravate the entire situation. It's not going to make it any more peaceful, but rather harmful between said person and the other guy or girl. Always when you talk with when you speak, always use the statement saying, I am feeling this is my boundary. You. We're not talking about anyone else, we're talking about you. Make yourself be known that you are an individual, you're a person with feelings, you're a person with emotion, because we are human beings after all, right? We are not machines. So let yourself be known and heard clearly. Also, once you once you said all of those things, you should be able to understand and tell them in a very good tone, in a calm way, in a calmful, that sounds weird, in a calm tone, tell them that there's going to be consequences as a result. But now, do not get the wrong meaning what consequences are. It's not like a threatening way to tell them, you do this, I'm out. Nah, nothing of the sort, none of that nonsense. But don't go that harsh right off the get-go with that, because that's not going to help any of you. Rather, let the person know what will happen if they cross that boundary, if they cross that line, what's going to happen for you, because you might actually, everyone can get angry, right? I get angry, anyone gets angry, anyone can cry, anyone can get really sad or hurt. So let them know what exactly you will experience, what they will experience as well if they happen to cross your boundary or line. For example, situations like that happened to me too many times, where if my boundary is crossed, okay, listen, okay, I think I'm done. Keep the phone, right? So that is one way that people express themselves once boundaries have been crossed. Again, I repeat myself, do not try as much as possible to avoid harsh words and ultimatums, where emotions again takes a better of you, and you start swearing, and well, it gets quite unpleasant. Once you do that, expect pushback. What that means is you're going to have that person, like I said, may not completely agree with what you are saying. That person may be, again, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, sister, brother, whoever it is, friends, colleagues, will not necessarily agree with everything that you have said and told them. So expect resistance, but remain firm with what you are saying in terms of your boundaries, because it is yours, by the way, not anyone else's. Try to take the other person's reaction into play as well, because they may negatively react to what they are trying to say and not necessarily understand what you're saying at the get-go. So make them understand where you're coming from in terms of your feelings as to why you are setting these boundaries and why you are saying these will be the repercussions, the results if boundaries are pushed and not respected. Okay, I spoke for a long time. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it will really impact and help you guys in a positive way as to how setting boundaries and identifying them, communicating them, setting consequences, and knowing what sort of expectation you can have from the other person is very important. It's a very mature way of handling things, rather than being harsh, rather than being indirect about your feelings and emotions and your thoughts, and also being completely loving with yourself, and also want to make sure to be in peace with yourself and everyone else. Remember, you can't satisfy everyone. That's very important, but nonetheless, hope you guys took this and take this vlog into perspective, and hope it will help you in the future and in the long run. Take care, guys, and take care.